Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday evening, November 1st, 2023, and it is time for another Facebook Live. I am going to get this shared with my group, so if somebody's looking for it there, they can find it. So that will give you a few minutes to join me. Hope you all having a good week. Hope you had a good Halloween. My oldest grandson is about 2.5, and he had a lot of fun. He still can't eat a lot of the candy, but he had a good time trick-or-treating at my work, and then came and trick-or-treated. His parents came and had dinner with us and trick-or-treated around our area. So it was a lot of fun. He was a dinosaur, and he was adorable. My youngest grandson is about 7 months, and so he just stayed inside with us. It was pretty cold here in Arkansas. I think it's supposed to warm up a little bit again, but right now it's been pretty cold. Hey, buddy. Welcome. Just getting this shared to my group. Almost there, and then we will get started. If you are new to my Facebook Lives, I do this every Wednesday. Every once in a while I have to skip, but for the most part I'm here every Wednesday. And we make a fun card. We're in Christmas mode now. And then the next week I draw names from everybody that comments here on Facebook and give the card away to somebody. So last week we made this fun fold card, another Christmas card. And so I will tell you at the end who won that. And I'll have there's a new some new online exclusives are starting November. I can't remember if it's the 6th or the 7th, but next week. And I've got some swaps made with some of those that we were able to pre-order as demonstrators. So I will show you those at the end also. But tonight we're going to make this pretty card. So this is using kind of two. This is a mega sweet. Let me pull it out. Let me pull my catalog out. Try and do this without bumping you. So I can kind of show you everything that's in it. Because this is one of those sweets that has 2 bundles in it. So it's got lots of good stuff. So here is this mega sweet. And I am using some of this paper. I'm not using any of this on this card. But it's got these 2 bundles, some ribbons, some embellishments. Those have been out for a while. I haven't looked lately to see if they're back. And then this beautiful paper. So that's what we're using. We're using a combination of dies from here, dies from there, and a stamp from this one. So a combination of both. But it's a beautiful, beautiful sweet. And the paper is just gorgeous. It has some of this hand painted. So some leaves and berries. It has musical notes. Just then just some red. Got some nice green plaid. Some more wood grain. I mean, look at this. It's just beautiful. Some more wood grain. Let's see. More leaves. It's just absolutely beautiful paper. I've got a little more than a full thing here, or I did, because this was one of the classes I got from my friend Kay at the retreat. I was at her retreat last weekend and I had a blast. Got to play a lot with different papers and inks and stamps, and it was a lot of fun. All right, trying to get this out of the way for us. All right, so I used some of the musical notes. Like I said, I used the stamp set in the background. I need to grab, hang on 1 minute, let me grab something. All right, I wanted to grab, so at the retreat, yes, it was fun. Betty was there with me. We had a lot of fun. At the retreat, we used the Berry Cute bundle. And so I'll show you the cards we made with that real quick. And there's a purpose behind showing you. So this is actually it's a gift card box. Here, I'll untie it so you can see. This one doesn't have anything in it. But you can just tie a ribbon around it, and if you kind of adhere something over it, it'll hold it. So this doesn't have the little thing inside. There's a little thing that folds down in there that you can put a gift card in. I think I forgot to put that in before I tied the bow. And then I didn't want to untie it and put it back in there. Or put it in there. This is just with some of that beautiful designer series paper. We used this ribbon. This is an online exclusive. And this is a fun, look at this. It's just this middle part folds up. I thought that was so cute. Where are the rest of them? Oh, here they are. I was like, I know I brought them all over. Oh, here's the piece. It just got, so this just goes inside your box. And it's got these little slits that you can put a gift card in. So then you can just set that in your box. Put some candy or something on top of it. Tie it up, and it's a cute little gift. This is actually a die set. I've forgotten what it's called. But we was using some of the same colors. So it was kind of a bonus card. Another one. We had these beautiful, they're really flat, glittery sequiny things. I don't remember what their actual name was. I really should look this stuff up before I come on. And there's another one with that beautiful paper, some more of those glittery sequins, and the bear. But the reason I wanted to bring these over is we got in, so with our retreat, we got all the stuff to make those, the designer series paper, the ribbon, the embellishments. We also got our shimmery white, and I did a card with this a few weeks ago, a snowflake card where I used a mask and created snowflakes, but this is the shimmery white embossing paste. And then we got a set of palette knives that you use. And so we did on this card, yeah, it won't, I wish the camera would pick up shimmer better. It's very sparkly. It's almost iridescent, and that just doesn't come up on camera. This is another fun fold one. So we put some just along that. We just tore that piece of cardstock and then just put some embossing paste on there. And then this one, we used that same snowflake mask and made snowflakes in the background, which are very glittery in person. It's a very glittery card. It's just beautiful. So I wanted to try, while I was there, I'm like, oh, I want to try that embossing paste with some evergreens. So that's what I did on this one. So I just took it and put it on the ends of these little evergreens. Again, it's much more sparkly in person. So we're going to do that first because we're going to let them dry. It doesn't take too long to dry, but I don't want to mess with it for a little bit. Oh, let me show you in person. These are the, so this is the Joy of Noel stamp set. And these are the dies that go with it. So we're using this evergreen. That's what I use to cut these evergreen branches out of. It also cuts out the word Noel. I just stamped it on this one. But it cuts them out as separate letters, so you can put it long ways, you can put it, you know, up and down, you can put it in a square like that. So that's nice. It cuts them out separate so you can organize them or orient them however you want. And then the other bundle that is in this mega suite is Christmas Classics. This has beautiful sentiments in it. And the dies that go with it are these. And I haven't played with them too much yet. But you've got some really nice frames for sentiments. And then there's a piece in the middle that cuts out, so you can cut out like your white piece for your sentiment. And that's what I used here for the Noel. So I used kind of a mishmash of both of these sets, but they go together very well. All right, so let's do our emboss. Oh, and the little, there's little gold there. That is this More Dazzle 6x6 specialty paper. Comes in gold and champagne. And that, I think, is in the annual catalog, if I remember right. All right, so let's get our pine needles over. Move this out of the way. And I'm actually going to put down a piece of scratch paper. So I have, also, if you're new, I always put on my blog after this video is done the measurements to everything I use on this card. So you can check on my blog later. Now, when you get this, you want to be sure you keep it well covered. This is just part of the lid that always seems to come off. So it comes with this foil. I always carefully peel it up. So that's what it looks like. And then I put it down, put the lid on, and put it back in its plastic bag. And that will help keep it moist, because if it gets too much air, then it'll dry out and it'll be hard as a rock. And I'm getting a wipe ready, because as soon as we're done putting this on our pine needles, then we need to wipe off our palette knife so that it doesn't get hardened on there. So I'm using this little one, and I'm just going to take a little bit. We don't need a whole lot. And just kind of put it along the edges. And then sometimes you'll get too much. You got to go in between. And it doesn't have to be even by any means. I mean, if snow is falling on your branches, it wouldn't fall perfectly even. Whoops. I do want to still see the separation between the pine needles. So that's got some good snow on it. That is shaded spruce. This is old olive. And the very bottom of this isn't going to show up. It's going to be underneath our sentiment. So, but I was pleased. I wish you could see in person how sparkly it is, because it is really, it has some iridescent sparkle to it. All right, there's old olive, another old olive. All right, and then one more shaded spruce. I like sparkly cards, and especially at Christmas time, it seems like a good time to have lots of sparkle. Again, I don't want it to, go between. I want you to still be able to see the definition of the pine needle. Okay, got a little much there. That one's really snowy. And then when we're done, I'm just going to take that and scrape anything along the edge. Put my foil back down. Put my lid on tightly. And then put it back in my plastic. And close that up. And then I've got my wipe over here. So I'm immediately going to take and wipe off my palette knife. Now with my embossing, or my mask the other day when I used that, I had a pan of warm soapy water that I just threw it in immediately. But that'll get that all cleaned off, and then it won't be too gunky for next time. And put that white back over there so it doesn't get anything else. All right, we will set those aside and let them dry while we work on the rest of our card. So I have a piece of basic white that I cut with that embossing folder. And this stamp set is photopolymer, which means it's clear. And so it doesn't have any cushion in it. So it's a good idea to use your paper piercing mat to give it that extra cushion, and that will just help, especially if it's a solid image. that will help it stamp better. This is real red. And so we're just going to stamp Noel right in the middle. There we go. That's all our stamping. I don't think I even stamped anything on the inside. You certainly could. No, I didn't stamp anything on the inside of this one, but you could take any of your branches or leaves or anything like that and stamp them on the inside. Okay, so that's all our stamping. And then I have our other pieces. So I have a piece. I have these little guys. So this is one of the dies. I don't remember which one it's in. I can't keep straight which dies are in which set. Let's see. Nope, not that one. The other one. It's the Noel one. So that's the stamp set. There is a die in here, this one, that cuts out just a bunch of these little branchy things. So it's the one that I got the greenery from too. Joy of Noel. So those are, we'll set those aside till we're ready to add them. This is just a piece of real red. And then this is some of that gorgeous paper. You want to be sure when you put this on, this does have an orientation. You want to be sure your notes are going the right way. If you know music, there's your treble clef, so you can look at that. So let's put that on our, this is just a basic white thick card base. When you're using white for a card base, you want to use the thick basic white. And it's a shame to cover up that beautiful paper, but I really wanted to use some of this notes, this paper with the notes on it. So this is my stamp and seal. We'll just put, I usually just put some in each corner. We'll put that on. And I left a little border around. So this is cut a little bit smaller than my card base. And then the real red, we'll go ahead and stick it onto. And I pretty much put it in the middle. And I'm going to stick this on, but I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals right in the middle of it, because I want to have room to tuck my greenery in behind. So normally I would do it in all 4 corners, but because I'm going to be tucking things in behind, we're just going to do that. Put that right in the middle. All right, let's see how our greenery is doing. It's probably not dry. I should have probably done some ahead of time and let them dry instead of these guys, because these won't be quite ready. But we'll do our best. I'll try not to mess them up. If I mess them up, you know I will remake it so that it's a good one that I give away next week. All right. So I did... Let's get one of our, this is one of our shaded spruce. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue, maybe, on it. And try and carefully, all right, we're going to have to sacrifice carefully stick it under there. Oh, I didn't want the glue on that side. I want the glue on the other side. One moment. Let's just wipe that off. Luckily, I have a wipe right here next to me. Okay. Let's try that again. We'll put the glue on the underside, because we want it to stick to the red, not to the Noel. Stick that down. And it's still sticky a little bit on top, so I'm just going to hold it there for a minute until it kind of gets adhered. All right, then we want an old olive piece. So put our glue in the back. That there. Hold that for a minute. All right, and then on the bottom, I did kind of the opposite. So I'd put the shaded spruce behind on the top, and on the bottom, I want to put the old olive behind. So we're not destroying these too bad. That's good. Put some liquid glue on there. Tuck that under. Hold it for a minute. All right, and then one more. Another shaded spruce. This is the one that got lots of snow on it. To kind of go down like that. Again, hold it till it gets set. It's nice. This green glue is nice because it gives you some time, you know, some time to wiggle them if it's not quite where you want it. But you do have to hold it for just a minute to make sure that it's gotten stuck down well. All right, so now we're going to add some of our little gold. Like I said, I wanted this to be a really sparkly. So I'm just taking a little bit of green glue. And again, just kind of lift this up. Hold it down for a minute. This is probably not one you want to do for, you know, 20 or 30 cards. Maybe you do. It is a little more time consuming. You've got to die cut everything. Let's see. I don't want that one to, let's make this one go down here. Because the one that goes there, I want it to go that way. It is handy to have that wipe right there. All right, now let's make this one go this way. So a little bit of glue on that end. Hold that down. And then another one at the bottom. Excuse me. I had a cold a couple of weeks ago, and the last thing that's hanging on is just a little bit of a cough. All right, stick that one down there. We have one more. I'm thinking we might add that one more. Then it will be an odd number, which is usually a good thing. So we might just have one kind of coming out the side over here. Again, a little bit of glue on there. Let's just kind of tuck him in here. I'm trying to get under there so I can hold that down. There we go. All right. And then the last piece, the last thing we're going to do is put some more sparkle on it because that's not enough. These are the adhesive back sparkle gems, and I love these. They're in neutral colors. So you have silver, black, and gold or champagne. I decided it was gold enough to go with this. And I think I put 5 on here just because. So there. Another big one there, and then some small ones. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. It has this putty end that is really good for picking up these little embellishments. And then a small one there. Oops, I don't want to put my fingers in that. And then one more small one. Let's put it off on this one. There we go. And that's it. That is our sparkly Noel card. It's all that, you can't see how sparkly it is. Yes, I really was pleased with how it turned out too. We do have just regular white besides the shimmery embossing paste. Is that what it's called, embossing paste? Yes, make sure I was saying the right thing. So we have regular white and we have the shimmery, but what you can also do is you can take a re-inker, put a little bit of the embossing paste like on a block. If you don't have the silicone craft sheet, you can use a block. Put a little bit of the embossing paste on there, put some ink, some refills in there, and then you can make embossing paste whatever color you want. So it's really a lot of fun. It was neat to see that several of the people that, you know, have been demos for a while and have been stamping for a while didn't even know this existed. They thought it was something brand new. And we've had it for a while. So it's really a lot of fun to play with. Okay, so somebody will win this card. I will put this somewhere safe so I don't mess up any of the snow that's on it. And then last week's card was this one, this Fun Fold. It's using the same paper and the same stamp set. And Nancy won this card, so I will get that to her. All right, and then the other thing I wanted to show you, let me put this somewhere right now. Okay, there are two, well, there are more than two. There are several new online exclusives coming, November 6th or 7th. I apologize, I don't remember which one, but next week. And there were two that we could pre-order. And so this was one of them. This is the one that I pre-ordered. It's Fluffiest Friends. There's been a lot of discussion on what this is. I thought it was a raccoon and they just didn't mark his face right. What I have seen discussed is that he's a hamster. He might be a guinea pig. He might be a hedgehog. So I think you can just make them whatever you want. But these also do have dies that go with them. So there's dies that cut out all of the cute little creatures, whatever they are. There's one that cuts out a cave for the bear. There's some balloons, some grass, some leaves, beehive, branch. So it's a really fun set. And so we did a swap at, where did I set those? I brought them over here. They're here somewhere. Here they are. My desk, of course, is a mess, as it usually is. So we did a swap with those. So we each made 2 cards. And I was the only one that had the Fluffy Friends. So I actually ended up making 3 for them. And this was one of them. This was with the cute honey bear. Now, I didn't use that as a cave. I just used it as a shape for him to sit on. And put the little branch with the beehive on there. And he was fun to color. And then this is using the cute little rabbit and some of our daisy paper. And then this one, there wasn't a lot of coloring. I just stamped him in early espresso on crumb cake. And then just colored his feet and tail and then the little wood heart he was holding. And then this is another new, it was on this one. You might be able to see it better. Yeah. This is pecan pie in the middle of this ribbon. So that's another new online exclusive. And then I also used this in my team meeting and we made these cards too. So this is a birthday card with whatever that is, which I don't like the way I colored him. So, and then this was a cat. And so I just made him a white cat and just colored his little nose and the pot he was holding. And then I did get one, let me pull it out real quick, from this as a swap at the retreat. So April made this one with the bunny rabbit. and the kitty cat. Isn't that cute? And it's a fun fold. So that was one I got at the swaps at the retreat. And then the other new online exclusive that we could order, I did not purchase. So my friends Patience and Kay did. And so they made cards for me with those. And it's, I don't remember what the name of it is, but Patience made this one. And so she just stamped the images and then colored them. And then there's these little dragonfly embellishments. And she even put mud on the boots. Isn't that cute? And then this is some of the designer series paper, which is absolutely beautiful. And then this is one of the dies that goes with this stamp set. So she just put the designer series paper behind it. And then Kay made these two. Kay was also using this paper, and then there's some glimmer paper, which you can kind of see in the background there. And then she had little birds on hers. And then there's some more of that beautiful designer series paper. It is just beautiful. So these are all going to be available next week. So watch for that in case that's something you're interested in. I'll put my card back here so we don't mess up the other. All right, so shortly I will have the dimensions for this on my blog, so you can find them there. And I will see you next week. I don't know what we'll play with next week. I haven't figured that out yet. I'll figure that out this weekend. But I will see you next week here at 7:30. Thank you. Bye.